Teke Teke is a Japanese urban legend about the ghost of a schoolgirl who is said to have fallen onto a railway line undergoing a prank about cicada, where her body was cut in half by a train after she had gotten stuck. She is a vengeful spirit who lurks in urban areas and around train stations at night. Since she no longer has a lower body, she travels on her hands, dragging her upper torso and making a scratching or Teke Teke-like sound, produced either by her elbows or the end of her bisected body scraping the ground. If she encounters an individual, she will chase them and slice them in half at the waist, killing them in such a way that mimics her own disfigurement. Teke Teke chases its victims down dark roads. Despite having no legs, Teke Teke can run incredibly fast, so fast in fact that it can even catch up to victims who are speeding away in cars. When it catches them, something terrible happens. The legends are not always clear what. Some variations of the story, the Teke Teke carries a sickle, and it slices its victims in half at the waist and steals their legs. Kappa are aquatic reptilian humanoids who inhabit the rivers and streams flowing over Japan. Clumsy on land, they are at home in the water and thrive during the warm months. Kappa are generally the size and shape of a human child, yet despite their small stature, they are physically stronger than a grown man. Their scaly skin ranges from a deep earthy green to bright reds and even blue. Kappa bodies are built for swimming. They have webbed thumbless hands and feet, a turtle-like beak and shell, and an elastic waterproof skin that reeks of fish and is said to be removable. But their most distinguishing characteristic is a dish-like depression that lies on top of their skulls. This dish is the source of a Kappa's power. It must be kept filled with water at all times. Should the water be spilled and the dish dry up, the Kappa will be unable to move and may even die. Kappa are revered in Shinto as a kind of water god. Kappa were once said to drag humans, cattle, and horses into the water and devour their inner organs. The Kappa represented the terrors of nature in the forms of rivers, ponds, and the sea. It only needed one mistaken act for even the best swimmers to drown. Kappa were invented to caution against carelessness. Despite their funny and cute appearance, they convey the same warning. Manto, also known as the Red Cape, is a Japanese urban legend about a ghost who haunts public restrooms. According to the legend, Manto is a handsome man wearing a red cape who appears in the last stall of women's or men's restrooms. If the person chooses red paper, Manto will wrap them up in his red cape and cut them open, spilling blood everywhere. If the person chooses blue paper, he will suffocate them until their face turns blue. He asks the person using the restroom if they want red paper or blue paper. Some versions of the legend suggest that he may offer other colors of paper or even a gold cape. But no matter what the person chooses, they will meet a gruesome end. The origin of the Manto legend is unclear, but it is believed to have been popularized in the 1930s or 1940s. Some versions of the legend suggest that Manto was a vengeful spirit who was killed by villagers, while others say that he was a samurai or a soldier who committed suicide. The legend of Manto has become a popular part of Japanese folklore and has been the subject of many horror movies, manga, and anime. It is often used as a cautionary tale to warn people not to talk to strangers and to be careful when using public restrooms. Some people also believe that the legend may have originated as warning about sexually transmitted diseases, as Manto is sometimes depicted as wearing a mask to hide his face. Hasshaku-sama is a Japanese urban legend about a tall woman with 8 feet, hence the name Hasshaku-sama, which means 8-foot tall woman in Japanese, who preys on children. According to the legend, Hasshaku-sama appears as a beautiful woman with long black hair dressed in a white kimono. The legend states that Hasshaku-sama appears in rural areas, often near forests or mountains, and targets children who are playing alone. She uses her height to lure children away from their homes and her long arms to snatch them up and carry them away. Once she has taken the child, the evil tall woman will torment and scare them for several days before ultimately killing them. Some versions of the legend suggest that she may also possess children or turn them into her own kind. The origins of the Hasshaku-sama legend are unclear, but it is believed to have originated in the Miyazaki prefecture of Japan. The legend has become popular in recent years and has been the subject of many horror stories, movies, and games. The legend of Hasshaku-sama is often used as a cautionary tale to warn children not to talk to strangers or wander too far from home. It is also sometimes used to explain disappearances of children in rural areas and has become a popular part of Japanese folklore. The Kotaki Tunnel is a real-life location in Japan that is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who died during its construction. The tunnel is located in the mountains of Kyoto and was built in the early 1920s to connect the city of Kyoto to the town of Takao. People who have driven through the tunnel at night have reported strange occurrences such as hearing voices, feeling a presence, or seeing apparitions. According to local legend, during the construction of the tunnel, several workers were killed in accidents, or that a woman and her child were killed in a car accident in the tunnel, and their spirits now haunt the tunnel. One of the most famous stories associated with the Kotaki Tunnel involves a bus driver who was driving through the tunnel late at night. As he drove through the tunnel, he saw a woman standing in the middle of the road. The woman had long hair and was wearing a white dress. The driver slammed on the brakes to avoid hitting her, but when he got out of the bus to check on her, she had disappeared. Other stories suggest that if you drive through the tunnel at night with your car windows open, you will hear the sound of someone tapping on the window. When you turn to look, you will see the ghostly face of one of the tunnel's construction workers staring back at you. The Curse of Sadako is a popular urban legend in Japan originated from the popular horror movie series Ring. The story revolves around a cursed videotape that once watched leads to a phone call, and then 7 days later the viewer dies. According to legend, the cursed videotape contains a series of disturbing images culminating a warning that the viewer will die in 7 days. Anyone who watches the tape is cursed, and the only way to break the curse is to make a copy of the tape and show it to someone else. The story of Sadako begins with a young girl named Sadako Yamamura who was born with psychic powers. She was kept locked up by her father who used her powers for his own gain. One day, Sadako's father pushed her down a well to keep her from revealing his secrets. Sadako's spirit was said to be so strong that it lingered, and she cursed the well, vowing to seek revenge on those who wronged her. Her curse was believed to be so powerful that it manifested in the form of a videotape. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. I will be posting new videos every week. This was Creepshow, and I wish you all a good scare.